See ya. But the truth, I got some kind of amnesia. You crept upon me, said you thought of me fondly. And finally, since we let go, you're ready to say hello. What do you hope to see coming to this place? Said you'd never call up. Now you're all up in my face, in my face, in my face, in my You're like a time traveler. You live to go backwards. You're like a time traveler, running from the future. Time traveler. Time traveler. Time traveler. Time traveler. This area you made restricted, off limits. Thought I would miss it before I ditched it, dismissed it. Yeah, I was timely, put up all out behind me. And after 3 years of living, you're asking to go back in. What did you hope to see coming back to me? Are you satisfied now? Did you die out happily, 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 happily? You're like a time traveler. You live to go backwards. You're like a time traveler, running from the future. Running from the future. Time traveler, 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 traveler.
Alright, everybody, welcome back to Sparxe 2-key event STKE. This is the round of 16 showcase. The round of 32 has just concluded, and we are ready for more maps. So the structure this week has changed a little bit. There's one more Rice, as well as one more hybrid map. I'm also joined today by Erasani. Hello.
Hello. I have no input on what this map pool is going to be. I'm going in completely blind. So, Sparxe, you know way more than I do with this pool. Sadly, there are no wheels. At least I think so. It's mainly all just handpicked. I will give you
not enough maps for a wheel yet.
Yeah, I will give you the floor for our first pick, or for our first map.
Sure, let's get into Rice 1, which is going to be Gym Leader Battle from Pokemon Black and or White. So, This is the typical Rice 1, pretty much just an extension of Cave Story from last week. So this is gonna be pretty much the easiest map in the pool.
Yeah, this definitely is pretty much Rice 1 from round of 32, but definitely a lot more trills, and also a bit more faster than what we had in the round of 32. If I were to eyeball it, it does look to be about like 50 BPM higher. Because this is this is 170. So this is pretty much, I think, almost the same as Cerno's perfect math class.
Yeah, it is pretty speedy compared to what we've had so far. And last week's Rice 1 was kind of swingy, so like that was a little difficult to judge, but yeah, this one's just straight 1-4, so should be pretty straightforward.
Yeah, but I could definitely see some people not finding much comfort in this chart, maybe by the sheer speed that these mini jacks and these trails are kind of being thrown at you. At even some of those graces in there, that can definitely throw off a player if they are not careful. But it's a very short and sweet map, roughly around the same length as Cave Story, only a minute and a half long. And we're just immediately moving on to Rice 2.
For Rice 2, slightly less short. It's almost 3 minutes, and it's going to be Kata Omoi Samba by Owata P, assisted by Hatsune Miku. Yeah, slightly slower, but in turn this one has a few more jacks, as well as the occasional 1/3.
Yeah, so there are some interesting 1/3s throughout the chart. It's definitely giving me like what Rice 3 was in round of 32. A lot more heavier focused on the jack side of things, and especially how they're going from your left column to the right column at a pretty fast pace at some points in this map.
Yeah, the streams are definitely pretty lengthy in this one.
Yeah, I could definitely see some people maybe feeling a bit more comfortable with this than what we had with our previous Rice 2. It is slower than what we had with What Up, and What Up was a bit more timing iffy than anything, because it was pretty much rapid fire mini jacks with trills that I believe were at different snappings at some points. But these are all, I'd like to say, 1/4 with some 1/3s, like you said.
Yeah. If I were to say, this would probably be the second most straightforward of the Rice maps.
Yeah, definitely, as long as you just play to the vocals, you should be okay.
Yeah. And just keep those 1/3 chords in mind.
Yeah, I feel like that's what is going to trip up most of these players. Especially if you're going in on a sight read, you definitely could be messing up almost 1/3, just like right there. Especially the ones that aren't like using both columns and the ones that are one-sided, like that one that just went by. Definitely could mess up your consistency if you are not careful. But besides those 1/3 keeping you in check, there's nothing really much. This ending section, though, oh my goodness, looks pretty brutal for your left hand.
Yeah, overall this map does seem to be a little strong on the left hand, so if you want, you can use mirror to, I guess, transfer that to your right.
Yeah,
But that is Rice too.
Yeah, this is the rare occurrence where mirror actually means something.
So this Rice 3 is gonna be the Jack slot, basically. This is like the direct continuation of antichlorobenzene from last week. It is about 10 BPM faster, and as you can already see, it's gonna have these long Jack streams.
Yeah, this already looks very uncomfortable if you are not someone who's heavily Jack focused. I know there are some players that are Jack focused, but I mean, once it starts, it does not look like it's going to stop for any, like, for not much. I mean, you do have, it looks to be a bit of a more calmer section, but it's still, you still have these more long Jack sections that keep you in check. And this is also, like, I think 12 BPM higher. I believe last round was 132, something along the lines of that. So this is higher by quite a wide margin. And oh, that section right there might slip up HU if they are not careful with that transition.
So as I said, this slot is basically just gonna get faster and faster each round. So once again, if you can alt it, it's recommended.
Yeah, and plus these jacks do go on way longer than what Rice 3 from round 32 was. I can definitely see from this, which is already another pretty concerning factor for maybe your stamina, especially at this section. As it coordinates back and forth, maybe your hands start to feel a bit sore after playing for quite a long time. So even if you don't have much stamina, you might want to avoid this pick. Just for your sheer stamina alone, because like I said, once it goes, it just keeps on going.
The one saving grace it does have is that the patterns are a lot simpler than in last week's map. So yeah, you can focus more on, I guess, the physical aspect of it. But moving on to Rice 4, we have probably the techiest map of the bunch. We have Petrobio.
I would reckon this is like a mixed tech kind of pick, or
Yeah, it's pretty much what Up was last week. It does have the occasional LN, which is a little funny.
this is our secret hybrid. Okay, that mini jack. Okay, so this is like, yeah, those trills with that mini jack on the right column. If you recall, I think that was a pattern in Cerno's Perfect Math class, which was Hybrid 1. This is also pretty LN focused for a Rice pick as well.
Although I guess these are kind of simple for LNs, they're all the same length, but it was 1/3, so... Yeah, all around a pretty, just strange and uncomfortable map in all the right ways.
And oh man, that section right there might be the do or die for most players that choose this map because of just how much you're balancing on that, like those LNs, and then you're also balancing a very weird timed, like, first off, you're balancing an LN, and you're also balancing a long jack that also has a really tricky trill in there that is really awkward, and we're back at 1/3, and oh my goodness, it's like one column's 1/3 and the other's 1/4.
Yeah, some polyrhythms going on here.
Yeah, this is absolute. This is pretty much a timing hell, but minus the LN. Quite literally a timing hell. There are so many timings. Or snapping, I guess. A snapping hell. Oh my goodness, these snappings do not look forgiving.
Yeah. The only forgiving thing about this is that it is 135 BPM, so definitely on the slower side.
Yeah, if you're one of the players who succeeded on Rice 2 and Rice 3 from round of 32, you would probably be a big fan of this pick, but that will be wrapping up our Rice selections, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes, and we are going to be moving on to our long notes now.
Yeah, we have Ran Stage 1 from Doron Pachi Sadai Ojo, I think. Anyway, this is going to be pretty much the control LN. It is 140 BPM, so quite low. And it's gonna have, like, pretty much all the time there's gonna be an LN held somewhere.
Yeah, and some pretty awkward shields with these LNs. And oh my goodness, this inverse section with those shields as well keeping you in check are not the friendliest. It's practically a wall with shields. Which is quite literally what inverse is, yes.
And then the chorus is a bit more inverse with some rice mixed in.
Yeah, this drop, this chorus of the, or like the, basically what would be considered a ki, definitely, oh my goodness, yeah, has some very interesting LN components with it. It's kind of like, oh geez, I'm trying to think of the map. I think it follows kind of like what the last long note map was in the round of 32, but I can't remember which map it was, where you were holding and then you had to basically perform a long jack. But here we go with LN2 already.
Yeah. So this is Supernatural Glazer Mix map by Niv. This is either very slow or very fast, depending on how you look at it. It is mostly 100 BPM 1/4. So,
and oh
yeah.
my goodness, this is definitely your coordination / release based long note chart. Is this full LN? Okay, no, there are some rice in there. But practically full LN, yes.
Yeah, you really gotta nail those release timings here. Especially since it is so slow, technically.
Yeah, you cannot be basically basically just half-assing this map, pretty much. You cannot be doing stuff like that. Especially with these release timings, definitely keeping you in check. But the OD though, OD7, not the biggest thing in the world, but this section right here is definitely where I can see some players slipping up. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not the densest map in the world, but it definitely makes up for that in just the technicality of the releases.
Yeah, as we approach, we're not even halfway done the map. This is a very long map.
Yeah, it's almost 4 minutes long. This kind of reminds me of high score from One Key, like the joke tournaments. That was also very long and like 110 BPM.
As progress further, crossing that halfway mark, you do get some more Rice focus, but not much. And oh man, those like really bursty trills also can keep you on your toes.
Yeah, that's like 112. It's like a 200 BPM 1.6.
And as the map sort of winds down for a bit, you do get a bit of a more trickier release section is what I'm looking at here for this final part of the map.
Yeah, a lot of very long notes, I guess. long notes. Which makes those releases even harder to pull off.
And yeah, you can see that the timings do get a way more tighter when you reach the final climax as you cross over the 3,000 combo cap.
3.1k. That's crazy. So a bit of a stamina tester, mentally. But that brings us to the hybrid pool already. Starting us off with Anti the Infinite Holic.
And it's the exact same BPM as Cerno's Perfect Math class.
Yeah. Except I'm pretty sure this one's a bit easier. Because it's mapped by me and I don't know how to map hard things.
Oh wait, this is 5 BPM slower than Cerno's Perfect Math class. But yeah, it definitely looks to be more forgiving than what Hybrid 1 was before. These trills are definitely way more forgiving. But immediately having to hit those mini jacks after a trill and that long jack as well, definitely going to be a bit of a challenge for some of the players, and definitely could be very uncomfortable for them as well. And some of these mini jacks, these full LN mini jacks as well. This section here, I feel like this is a choking point. This is a choking point for most people, is this section right here.
Yeah. Basically fully following those vocals there.
Yeah, so for what this lacks in in speed, it definitely lacks, or it definitely does not lack in density. As you can see, you don't have to be fast to be hard, as you can see with this map right here. But you do get a bit of a slowdown as I'm kind of looking at it right now than what you see. You definitely. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Braver.
Yeah, but you definitely still have those shields that keep you on your toes. Ooh, these trills here.
A bit of a rice section here.
Yeah, this definitely does put the hybrid in hybrid.
And here are some longer streams.
Yeah, these mini jacks not being as severe, but now you get some chords in there as well now. And that transition into this trill definitely could make or break your run, especially if you basically did all of that and then you get a 1/3 as well, just to kind of add more fuel to the fire. But despite that, that will conclude Hybrid 1.
Yes, and as we do have 3 hybrids, that still leaves 2 of them. So here's Hybrid 2. It's gonna be Chocolate Missile, which this time is gonna be the same BPM as Trino's math class, 175. And also mapped by Niv.
I have no idea what this is from.
I don't think it's from anything. I think it's just a song.
Oh, I thought the background was like based off like a game of some sort, but oh man, this is Cerno's perfect math class.
Yeah. Niv's style definitely shining through there.
Yeah. It's a lot more mini jack focused than I can see trill wise, although there are some sections with very fast trills, as you saw right there.
You also have
Those
those
reverse
right
shields.
notes very
Yeah.
close to the LN.
So having to immediately strike a rice note after you release an LN, definitely not the most comfortable thing in the world. Oh, that left column right there with that anchor could definitely be a tricky section. And then these LNs kind of as well being definitely a burden to hit. And that, oh my goodness, what is that trill? That looked very nasty to hit.
Yeah, welcome to round of 16.
Yeah, this is basically making like round of 32 look like pretty much nothing. What this is. This is putting round of 32 to shame. Oh my god! Yeah, have fun.
Hardest 3.3 star you've ever seen.
This is 3 stars? I just realized that. What? How does Niv do this?
I don't know, he just sees something that we don't.
But that looks to be the end of the map, but you still have this final section that could definitely keep you on your toes, but oh my goodness. Niv is unforgiving. Man.
Those 1-8 trills, triplet trolls are pretty scary. But I'm afraid to say that might not be the hardest hybrid. We have House with Legs by Seismics, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Seismics. Also, I also love I love this name for the replay. Thank you. Didn't just grow legs and walk away. Oh my god! What is the? Okay, so you're having a shield, and then immediately transitioning into a trill. But before that, you have to hit an LN before. Yeah.
Very tight timings.
Your timings need to be top notch, and not to mention these trills are at differing timings. Some look to be 1/4, some look to be 1/6. I'm just eyeballing the timing, honestly.
Yeah. It's 128 BPM, so the snappings are pretty high.
Oh, man. Thankfully, you do have a bit of a more tamer, more easier part of the map than what was before. A little bit of a break here. Before I would reckon it immediately jumps back into Havoc. Actually, this doesn't look half bad. This definitely seems doable. Some shields. Transitioning into a pretty nasty troll section. Oh!
Yep, that's the rice in hybrid.
What is that?
Oh yeah, we have some like 1/6 triplet jacks.
What?
You really might want to alternate those. I mean, people are still gonna prove me wrong, but
even a replay maker is finding misses on this. Oh my god! That looked very interesting. This is like... Yeah, I think that section alone makes it the hardest hybrid out of... What is this even categorized as? Like a mixed hybrid? Is it like... well, technically our hybrid's already mixed, but like, is it like density focused than anything?
on the sheet it's just put down as slow.
Just slow. Slow but dense.
Yeah, slow but deadly.
But yeah, that will conclude your hybrid picks. On to the speed pick.
Yeah, we have Tropical Club by Halfby, mapped by Rofo.
Is this a new mapper?
They had one map in qualifiers, the Kirby one.
Oh, okay. So making their debut in the round of 16 outside of qualifiers. I am unsure with what they made in the qualifiers map pool.
They
But
have
it already...
ecocentric mapping style.
You can tell that this is a bit more slower than what we had in round of 32. It's only 120, but I would reckon there are some... Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. We basically
240.
treat it as 240, yeah. So I guess technically 10 BPM faster than Invitation from Mr. C was.
Yeah, so we have 240 BPM mini jacks. That's a very funny part of the map.
Some goofy troll.
Oh, it doesn't look half as bad. Those mini jacks.
You spoke a
might
little too
throw the
soon.
player off. Yeah, I take back what I say. But it looks to be shorter than Mr. C. Basically, all the hard things look to be more at the ending section of the map. As long as you keep those mini jacks in check, that's really all you have to focus. It's pretty short and sweet, actually. And the OD as well. Not too bad, so you can get a few flaws and still walk away. But with that, that will conclude our speed pick. And next up, everyone's favorite.
It's SV. So this is gonna be Sweetness, mapped by Niv. You can get used to that mapper being there for SVs. And this is basically gonna be swing all the way. But not just any swing, it's 1/7 swing if I recall correctly.
Oh, 1/7. Oh man, those transitions from your left to your right, or from your right to your left, with those LNs look painful.
And also you have those like slightly accelerating SVs as the pitch, I guess, increases. And some stops here as well.
Yeah. Those little stop and goes, yeah. But most some stutters. But you do have to take into account that this is 1/7 swing.
And
And
here's
slow
the funny.
jam. Yeah, this is a little fake out. Okay, anytime now,
slows
thank
down
you.
a bit.
What is that? What?
It's not as bad as it looks, it's just very slow.
Get a little bit of a tempo increase. So the tempo is a bit faster on this back part, and we're just, oh my god!
You really gotta be ready for those.
Those 2-note stacks. Ooh, that little fake out. Okay. That actually looks very fun. I mean, seeing how much respect SV1 last round did receive, I would reckon it would follow the same for this.
Yeah, this one's a lot harder than last round, I would say.
Yeah. You definitely have to practice more, to say the least. But now, it's time for that tiebreaker, I believe.
Yeah, the last
We have
map.
an SV2.
Well, you might not be too wrong with SV2, but let's just get into Chosun. This is this week's tiebreaker. It has various BPMs, so not just the 196. It's by Down, and a map by Niv.
Yeah, Niv! Oh,
So this tiebreaker on some of these slightly easier parts has some SV variation. It is pretty much sight-readable, but this is, I guess, for all those people that don't practice tiebreakers.
yeah, this is like kind of like the CAPTCHA of like, did you practice the tiebreaker?
And here's one of those BPM changes.
Oh, slow
it's
jam
good,
with
man.
LN. You're evil, Niv. You're very evil. But it doesn't look half as bad as I thought it would be.
Yeah. And don't worry,
Ooh.
the SV won't stay for every section. It's just there for some of the easier ones. Because
I
trust
do
me, this
like-
is already hard enough without SV.
I do like these very like fast like slowdowns and speed ups. Lots of different timings and tempos, like you did mention earlier at the start, that you do have to take into account. Now we're getting a bit of an increase. Oh, about a third of the way in and already at 1.3k combo. Oh, that looks to be the most brutal part. It's like this is telling you not to sight read. So you definitely got to be ready for that slow jam section. But we're finally going to see some long notes. We did go quite a while without much long notes being in this map, but here we go. About to reach the halfway mark. It definitely looks pretty simple, actually. Not that bad.
Yeah,
But these
just some
coordinations
regular inverse.
look very tricky. And a BPM increase with LN. What could go wrong?
Yeah, this is pretty fast, like a lot faster than anything we've seen so far.
This actually looks like if you put Rice 2 from round of 32 and put it in like a full LN converter. That's what this feels like. And just a tad bit faster. But yeah, definitely just some coordination, not the hardest. Ooh, those mini jacks and the graces. Alright, yeah. This is definitely where things do scale up in difficulty this back half. A pretty techie Rice section here with some pretty fast trills.
And we have some more SV here. Kinda jumpy.
What? There's SV. Oh, there it is. It's just that, like, My side, I think it could just be my poopy Wi-Fi, but it like didn't show as or maybe because the SV was so slight.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
Yeah, getting into another pretty interesting long note section. It doesn't look that bad to now. It's just transitioning out of the section that's
And there's a 1/3
the
section.
Yeah, a more swingy 1/3 section to almost wrap up this map.
This map really does test everything.
As a tiebreaker should, pretty much testing everything that you bring to the table, and Niv doing a pretty good job at that. Lots of, especially with this final section, you're definitely practicing how well you can transition out of trills, hitting mini jacks,
Very fast.
At rapid pace, being thrown at you insanely quick. But just like that, you only have this outro to go, and that will conclude the round of 16 map pool.
Yep. A bit of a step up. I think it's reasonable still. But yeah, there's definitely some outliers in there that are definitely gonna test players on how well they've adapted to Tuki so far.
Yeah, and if you have any input on how you feel about this pool, if you loved it, if you hate it, what would you rate it? Put it in the map pool feedback, because you're the best. You're the best.
Exactly. So yeah, schedules for your upcoming matches will come out sometime on Monday, and the map pool will be uploaded shortly. I hope you all have a lot of fun practicing and also just a fun week. But yeah, until the next week, that is all I have for you guys. Do you have any parting words, Sonny?
Really, just enjoy the map pool, and be sure to practice the tiebreaker.
Definitely.
Bye.
Bye bye.